Heron and Dwayne Dyer. And on behalf of all of us here at the Home Office of the United States, I send warm welcomes to all our friends down in Australia. And it is a beautiful spring day here. We were just talking. You can't actually see what we're looking at because there's a window behind, but there's still a little snow in the mountains you can see on the tops. But it is a beautiful green spring day here, and the beginning of a Memorial Day weekend. And we've had a absolutely fantastic last 30 days as far as volume goes, and beyond that in April. April was a tremendously strong month for us, and we had nice growth in Australia, and we had new premieres in Mongolia, in, let's see if I can do this from memory, Mexico. We had a new premiere in Europe, in France, and we actually had a new 100K in South Africa break in April, and I am very proud to say that I am joined by today 2 500Ks, and there's an announcement in that. Our newest 500Ks, Cheryl Heron and her husband Ray, who is with us today. Yes,
thank you.
An applause.
Thank you very much.
I've actually known both Ray and Dwayne for, I don't know, longer than we probably want to admit. I was thinking, we have this MB3 movement, MB30 movement, and there's a bunch of very young distributors in the lobby, and I realized, it was a humbling moment, that I have a belt that is older than one of the distributors that I met, and I still wear it. And wow. I think I bought it probably when I knew you.
That's pretty
good. Back
so. That's
a couple
pretty cool.
Companies ago, yeah. But I'm really happy to have both these gentlemen with us today, and I'm probably going to turn some time here to Ray in a moment, but I wanted to say thank you on behalf of all of us here at the Home Office. My brother Joe was supposed to host today's call. He wasn't able, and he asked me to pinch hit for him at the last minute. And it was funny. Yesterday we were doing a training call, and I don't know if anybody in Australia buzzed in, because it was an English-speaking North American call, and we had some Hawaiians that had called in, and Joe said, "And to all my friends in Australia, aloha." And so we fired him. He's gone. We're thinning the herd this week around here. So anyway, a big warm welcome again to all of us, all our friends in Australia. And I'm going to turn a few minutes here to a good friend of mine, Ray Heron.
Thanks, Gordon, and good morning, my friends in Australia and New Zealand. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Also in the room, we've got Larnie Hernando, which is one of your favorites, and we have Kelly Allred as well. You can't see them in the camera. They're over there. They can't get their hair just right. I'm working on that. They look beautiful, and I know you appreciate them, and I do too. We appreciate you all so much. I wish that we were closer together than what we are, but thank goodness for technology. And the few minutes that I have to spend with you today, I was asked to share a little bit of information on something brand new in Australia that you have recently. It's I call it the little origami brochure. I think I got that from Gordon, and since it unfolds about 8 different ways, I think that's a good name for it, but it's a beautiful little presentation piece. And I want you to consider it and just how it could be very impactful to your business. I don't know how you are personally, but I am always have been somewhat, I don't know, fearful trying to sell something to someone. I get accused of being a pretty good salesman, but I got to tell you that there's really nothing further from the truth. This is a very comfortable approach for me. If I come and see you and I want to share Zango with you, this is a great way to do it. I'm bearing gifts. It does a couple of things. Number one, your shackles don't go up. I don't know if that's a term in Australia, but it is in the U.S. But there is this thing, this interaction between people. We're all fearful that someone's going to sell us something, and that usually the person doing the selling is somewhat fearful too, if they're honest. So for me, it's always been a comfortable approach to use my products, and Zango products are the best products in the world. And I have a segment of people that I'm looking for. I think the whole world is looking for natural shortcuts to better health. This fits the bill. I know you believe me there for sure. And people that want to earn extra money. There's a group of people all over the world that fit that category. And I start with the premise, most days of my life is I'm just looking for those that are looking for me. I'm in the sorting business, not the convincing business. Now I want to tell you why I think this can be so important to all of us at Zango today, and since it's brand new in your country, it could be very special to you as well, and it's simply this. We've all been in Zango, most of us. Some of you on live stream here today probably been around for 10 years or close to it, many years. And after a while, we kind of run through all of our friends, don't we? We really haven't, but we think we have. All the people we felt like we could talk to about our products and our opportunity. And some days we just think, who can I see today? I tell you the way I look at life every day, I think that most people out there are looking for me that fit the category that I was talking about. And if I just take these with me, and I share these with people, it's an easy approach and a fair question to ask someone to take this, give them a little information, of course, whatever you're using over there. It could be a website, maybe some printed material that you have, certainly that's approved by Zango, and give that to them and ask them to evaluate what you're doing. So I think this is a brand new avenue for all of us. We're a 10-year-old company now. Most of us feel like we've seen our friends, and we're looking for new people. Frankly, in this industry, it's the lifeblood of our business. It's the lifeblood of your business, is that we have to grow all the time. We have to add new people in our business. Some people quit, and you've had some people quit in your organizations. It's time for us to reach out to the world and find those people that are looking for us, and I think this is the smartest approach that I know of. I build using a very basic philosophy. I have a 4-step system that I use. Number one, you and I are just looking for people to talk to. And they're all over the world, and we know we're in the sorting business, as I said, not the convincing business. And number two, we want to share some information with them. This thing is easy to share with people. Let me tell you what's powerful about this, is that if someone does have interest, and many will, they see how they got involved. They were given a gift of Zango and some information to evaluate. They can see themselves being able to do this. Most of us realize we're not good salespeople, and we're fearful of that. And so it removes that, and I think it's a great way to bring prospects in your business, and I think it's a great way to empower me and you. It allows us not to have to be courageous about anything. We don't have to worry about the selling process. We can use this beautiful little sample here. It's got a Zango single in it, by the way. You see that? And share that with people. If we would all do this on a regular basis as a group, think about it, you and your group. If you all were able to do this just a few a day, everybody doing a few a day, do you realize that you'd have a potential of thousands, many thousands of presentations, many presentations going on in your business every single day? Number one, we're looking for people to talk to. Number two, we want to share some information with them. This makes it very easy. And number three, we want to follow up with them. We don't use them like a frisbee. We follow up with them. And number four, when they have some interest, put them on the phone with a team member, someone that we're involved with. Doesn't that make sense? It's a simple, basic, easy approach. And I think if people really knew how wonderful this company was, this product was, and how easy it really was to build a business if you do some simple things, basic things, and you do it over and over, and you provide a very easy way to bring new people into the business and empower them to go and do what you and I do. Anyway, I was only allowed a few minutes today, but as I promised you, we're going to start doing some training calls, and I look forward to that and having a wonderful time here at Zango. Goodness, I wish you were all here. Gordon's right. This is so beautiful. I wish you could see it. The snow-covered mountains, beautiful buildings, and I get lost every time I come to this beautiful building and all these wonderful people. I have a home here at Zango. It's been my home for the last 10 years. Mine and Cheryl, almost 11 years. And I tell you what, we're going to be doing some exciting things over the next 10 years, and we're so glad that you're with us, and I'll look forward to visiting with you soon. And I think Gordon's going to introduce you to my good friend Dwayne.
I'd be happy to. And Ray, thank you. I always love listening to Ray. It's like Ray picked me up hitchhiking on the career path like 20 years ago, and he can't get rid of me. I'm like a guy that he's been dragging around in the industry. I've had a chance to listen to Ray many times over the years, and all of us have worked together, the three of us, and we all knew a guy, Ken Pontius, years ago. They used to teach us how to use tools, and I remember Ken would talk about tools being a worker bee. These are your worker bees, and you got to keep them in circulation. And he'd say you get the tools out, and the little phrase, if you ever heard in sales, that some will, some won't, so what, next. And Ken used to customize that and say, that's very nice and all, but he would say, some will, some won't, So what next time? Because you may talk to somebody about Zango and they may tell you, I'm not interested. And things change in the world. You know, 6 months from now, that same person that you talk to may very well have a different career future, let's put it that way, in today's economic climate. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn some time to another great friend of mine. Dwayne and I have known each other for a long time, Actually, longer than I've known Ray. The irony is, I was thinking of this today. For those friends in Australia that don't know, when we started Zango, the very first 2 calls that I ever made to people potentially going to be in the field were Ray and Dwayne. I can't remember the order. I think we have arguments about, I can't remember whether it was Dwayne first or Ray, but it was one of the 2 of you in that order. And
we want to say thank you.
Yes.
I think this thing's going to work out.
I think it's going to work.
Actually, this juice thing is going to work out for us. But Dwayne was a friend of mine beforehand, and we had worked in the industry for many years, and worked with my father back in the day and at a company called Nature Sunshine.
Had breakfast with him this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was he doing? I saw him yesterday.
He's doing great.
He looks good, doesn't he?
He had Levi's tennis shoes on. He looked great.
He's a much wiser version of
He's amazing.
the man sitting.
He just got back from. You're going to be the same way.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, Dwayne, you were going to spend a few minutes today talking to our friends in Australia.
Thank you, Gord. I appreciate it. And Ray, congratulations again to you and Cheryl.
Thank you.
500K is a tremendous accomplishment, and it's one of those milestones in your life that you just work for every day. And Ray's just a great example of just a steady Eddie. He just works it. Every day he's available. He's available to the organization. He's always there for his team and the organization, and everybody knows that, and so it works. It pays off. Gordon, you're right. It's going to work. You know, it's going to work. I just want to echo. I feel like we're talking to friends. I was just in Australia, just prior to Joe going down to Australia, and we had a great time. I appreciate so much Melita and all her work that she did down in Melbourne, and got to meet Sonia and Carla and see what they're doing for Veo, and seeing the outstanding work that's being done there. And it's bad we start naming names because you're going to forget half the people we worked with there, but you know who I'm talking about. It was a great trip, and I look forward to our next trip down there. And it's exciting. What I want to touch on a little bit is just the excitement that's coming to Australia. Gordon's right. Australia sales are up. We're seeing volume up across Victoria and Queensland and all the what do you call them? You call them provinces. Do you call them provinces? You call them provinces in Canada.
Look at that, I'm Canadian. Just a little note to my American friends. Canada, Australia, Commonwealth countries. Not the same.
Yeah.
In Canada, they're called provinces. So.
Well, I know we do drive on the left in Australia, and I put
Not
a lot.
in Canada.
Not in Canada. No, thank goodness.
I said to Dwayne, you're not driving on the wrong side of the road. He goes, I am. I go, whoa, Dwayne.
It was fun because I put a lot of miles or kilometers on that rental car driving around Victoria for that week, and everybody kept saying, "You're going to hit a kangaroo. You're going to hit a kangaroo." I didn't hit one kangaroo, just so you know. I returned the rental car without swapping paint with a kangaroo fur. But anyway, you've got some very exciting things coming. You've got Ignite coming. I'm passionate about this product. It's one like Zango Juice that I like to use every single day, and I honestly wish I can say that about most Zango products. I do use all the Junie products, all the hair care products. I don't use all the skin care products probably like I should, but my wife Melody does. She's adamant about it. We'll go on trips, and in fact we got snagged recently. She says, "Would you mind carrying this bag of all her Glimpse products in my suitcase because hers was stuffed?" And I said, no problem, but I was carrying on, and of course all the miles I travel, I got snagged at the airport. They said, "You can't take this." And Melody's like, "You can't throw that away. That's my Glimpse." And so I had to run all the way back up to the front, check it in, But it becomes part of you. That's how you become a product of the product. Well, I love Ignite. I love the story of Ignite. I love the research behind Ignite. And if we had time, we could spend an hour just talking about that new product that's coming to Australia. But I'm telling you, that's a fantastic product. You are going to love this product. And this is in that Viveo Pro line right now, which includes the Ignite, the Reload, and the Limitless. And all three have just been an absolute home run. I am so impressed, Gord, with what you have done here at Zango with these products. I mean, you could build a business to 500K Premier on any one of those select product categories alone. And it's exciting for me because, you know, Ray's talking about the Zango singles, and that's a fantastic way to start your business. And we have a lot of people start that way. And I love what Joe says, do what you're passionate about. We have a distributor in Arizona, Tommy, that's just tearing it up with Limitless because he's excited, he's passionate about it. And the MB30 program, the 2020 program. We have people that are passionate about Glimpse, and they love Glimpse, and they love talking about Glimpse, and they love having Glimpse parties, and they love showing Glimpse. And you could build an entire business just off the Glimpse products at Zango. And of course, you know, Zango's done what virtually no other company's done in this industry with our Zango Juice, which has been a phenomenal product. And there's no slowing down with that. That will continue to open new markets. I'm excited to see South American markets open and see the, you know, more markets open with our Zango Juice as we lead off with that product. But, you know, we're just scratching the surface. And I love what Gary says, we're just getting started. It's really true. When you really look at us, we're just 10 years old, going on our 11th year. That's baby. I mean, that's a baby company. And yet, look at the milestones that this company has crossed. And the exciting thing for me is that I know that you in Australia, you have this opportunity to be right here and to become a 500K Premier. And it's exciting to see the possibilities that will happen down there as you continue to get these new products as the market continues to expand there. So I'm looking forward, Gord, to my next trip down to Australia. That'll be fun. I know everybody's going, yeah, when, you know, and we'll put that on the calendar. We'll work with the leaders down there and put another tour down for Australia a bit. And I look forward to doing more driving and put a few more miles down there and not hitting a kangaroo. I'll probably hit a surfer or something, you know, crossing the street up in Queensland area this time. But anyway, it's great to be with you, Gord. I appreciate the invite to be here, and I'm just honored to be with these great gentlemen. This is a tremendous company. I wish, honestly, you could see what we're seeing right now. It's the epitome, really, of what Zango is. It's this beautiful spring day here. The future's extremely bright here. We've got so much good going on here, and I'm just excited for you and all that you're doing down there in Australia. So congratulations again on your volume increase this past month.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. I also made, it was funny, you were talking about the mileage that you put on your car. My very first trip to Australia, I remember we did meetings in Brisbane and Melbourne and Sydney and Perth, and I'd never been to Australia, and I actually said, and I've been mocked many times since, because I said, you know, I got, you know, I'll just rent a car. I'll just drive from, you know, I do the meeting, there was a meeting tonight. I'm like, I'll just drive between cities, and maybe thinking that somehow Australia was something like Oahu or something, you know, I don't know. But driving from Sydney to, in my brain, I thought I could drive from Sydney to Perth in 24 hours. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I learned. That was humbled.
Sydney to Perth, 24 hours.
Could you imagine? Well, I had a meeting in Sydney, and then I think the next day
you can
was
barely
Perth.
fly it in 24 hours.
Yeah, like me and Dr. Templeman will drive. And so, thanks, Dwayne. And I think the next meeting I'm doing with you is in France.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks.
And
it's for the new premier that's in Ray's organization.
Mado.
Yeah, Mado. So May is fixing to finish as a very big month as well for us, and we've had a wonderful volume surge this month again. And I should point out too that we have, I think, 6 days left in Australia till the end of the month, because this is tomorrow there. And I should also point out the convention is this fall, and that the price for convention, if you haven't got your ticket yet, will go up as of June 1st. So all the cool kids are doing it. If you haven't bought your ticket to come to convention and you're planning to do so, please get it before June 1st, because the price goes up.
Gord, I got to tell you, they got a whole Australian contingency coming from there. It's really cool.
They always represent.
I know. I told them to bring their Australian flags and cross that stage with those flags. I think three Americans make about the same noise as one Australian, I've noticed. So I've actually pointed out, we have these great mountains behind us, and I have to say this is an observation I've made. No matter where there's an adventure sport, be it backcountry skiing or where, there is always an Australian. I've always found a guy with an Australian accent. You can be hiking in Peru, and there's always somebody from Australia.
With a Range Rover.
Yes, yeah, and
Discover.
We are very excited to welcome Utah to Utah this fall in Salt Lake City. So from all of us here at the home office, and from Dwayne and Ray and myself and all the employees, we send our best wishes to everybody in Australia, and we look forward to conversing next time on one of these calls.
For sure. Thank you all very much.